What's up? My name is Ken Dumbo, the MC with the sauce. Don't forget to subscribe to J. Cool.
Dear colleagues from the media and through you to our dear countrymen and women and the youth of this country, good morning. We are now sliding into afternoon. Thank you for joining us live from the Ministry of Information here in Lusaka at Government Complex. Today we have a number of issues that government would like to pronounce itself, starting with government resolutions arising out of the cabinet meeting of 15th July 2024. It is very important that at every stage, whatever resolutions cabinet makes are immediately communicated to the owners of the decisions, the owners of the government, the people. So we will start with the resolutions of government, then we will then be able to turn our attention to some of the current issues of national debate to which as government we need to pronounce ourselves in order to avoid growing vacuum for speculation to fill in. So, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, called for the 14th Cabinet meeting on Monday, 15th July 2024 at State House to deliberate on policy and legislative matters at facilitating national socio-economic development in line with the general broad developmental agenda for the New Dawn government. The following were the decisions and or resolutions of cabinet. Number 1, declaration of Golden Baobab multi-facility economic zone in Kafue district. Cabinet approved the creation of a multi-facility economic zone MFAZ in Kafue district of Lusaka province of the Republic of Zambia. The declaration of the MFAZ and subsequent development of backbone infrastructure in the newly approved Kafue MFAZ will act as a catalyst for the attraction of up to 300 million United States dollars worth of investment, create more than 2,000 new jobs in the local community at full capacity, and generate tax revenue for the government. This will further help transform an idle part of Kafue district into a manufacturing hub, attracting quality enterprises in manufacturing of assortment of products with an eye on the export market. Cabinet has firm belief that development of Kafue MFAZ has the potential to transforming the economic landscape of Kafue district, once an economic giant, by fostering economic diversification, skills development, job and wealth creation, and revenue generation for government. 2, legislative matters. A, the Civil Aviation Authority Amendment Bill 2024. Cabinet approved for publication and introduction in Parliament of a bill entitled the Civil Aviation Authority Amendment Bill 2024. The object of this bill is to amend the Civil Aviation Authority Act 2012 so as to enhance civil aviation safety and security, provide clarity on the manner and form of applications for the certificates and licenses in aviation, and provide for the transfer of functions of the Civil Aviation Authority over a Zambian registered aircraft engaged in international navigation to a member state of the International Civil Aviation Organization. It has been observed that the Civil Aviation Authority Act 2012 is inadequate as it does not provide structures for cross-border aviation transactions and does not provide for mandatory provisions in Zambian airports, radio services, meteorological services, and other air navigation facilities that facilitate international air navigation in accordance with the standards and recommended practices established from time to time. B, the Civil Aviation Amendment Bill 2024. Cabinet also approved the publication and introduction into Parliament a bill entitled the Civil Aviation Amendment Bill 2024. The object of this bill is to amend the Civil Aviation Act No. 5 of 2016 so as to enhance civil aviation safety. The current act is inadequate in dealing with certain aspects of civil aviation safety, including provision of adequate functions to enable the Aircraft Accident Investigation Board to investigate civil aircraft accidents and serious aircraft incidents. Cabinet has also decided that it is important for the country to fully comply with the Chicago Convention and the International Civil Aviation Organization standards and recommended practices through the two Civil Aviation Amendment Bills. C. The National Health Research and Training Institute Bill 2024. In the area of health, Cabinet approved for publication and introduction into Parliament a bill entitled the National Health Research and Training Institute Bill, the objects of which are to continue the existence of the Tropical Diseases Research Center and rename it as the National Health Research and Training Institute and redefine its functions, provide for health research and training, provide for the establishment of the National Health Research Laboratory, and provide for research in indigenous knowledge and traditional, complementary and alternative medicines. Cabinet has also resolved that the Tropical Diseases Research Act, Cap 301 of the laws of Zambia, is inadequate in supporting the Tropical Diseases Research Center's expanded mandate and changing needs of the country. D. The Zambia National Health Institute Amendment Bill 2024. Cabinet also approved the publication and introduction into Parliament a bill entitled the Zambia National Public Health Institute Amendment Bill 2024. The object of this bill is to amend the Zambia National Public Health Institute Act 2020 so as to revise the functions of the Zambia National Public Health Institute. The amendment to the Zambia National Public Health Institute Act 2020 has been necessitated by the proposed National Health Research and Training Institute Bill 2024 that seeks to repeal and replace the Tropical Diseases Research Center Act, Cap 301, and vest the mandate to conduct public health research in general in the National Health Research and Training Institute. It has been observed that the Zambia National Public Health Institute Act 2020 in its current state gives the Zambia National Public Health Institute the mandate to conduct public health research and, therefore, to ensure consistency on the statute books, there is need to amend the Act. E. The Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, Amendment Bill 2024. Cabinet also approved for publication and introduction into Parliament a bill entitled the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, Amendment Bill 2024. The objective of the bill is to amend the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency Act 2019 so as to reintroduce the use of medical supplies and provide for emergency procurement, storage, and distribution of medicines and medical supplies. Therefore, there is need to amend the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency Act of 2019 in order to enhance the efficiency in the implementation of the procuring, storing, and the distribution of medicines and medical supplies in the country by streamlining the functions of the Zambia Medical and Medical Supplies Agency. The proposed bill, once enacted, will enable the Zambia Medical and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, to be responsible for the procurement, storage, and distribution of medical supplies in an efficient manner. Furthermore, the bill, once enacted, will enable the emergency procurement, storage, and distribution of medicines and medical supplies during a public health emergency. F, the Health Professional Bill 2024. Another bill approved for publication and introduction in Parliament is the Health Professionals Bill 2024. The objectives of this bill are to continue the existence of the Health Professionals Council of Zambia and redefine its functions, reconstitute the board of the Health Professionals Council of Zambia and redefine its functions, regulate health professionals, health facilities, health care services, and internship sites, provide for the administration of licensure examinations, approve the curriculum for health learning programs for the purposes of accreditation by the Higher Education Authority, and provide for the approval of internship sites for health practitioners. Cabinet has also realized that the Health Professionals Act number 24 of 2009 is inadequate in regulating health practitioners and health facilities in the country, and that there is need, therefore, that the law responds to the ever-evolving environment to be in line with international best practices, and also ensuring that the country has competent and qualified health practitioners, including the provision of that all this fertilizer should be at all districts and all requisite depots before the first raindrop hits the ground. I would like, therefore, to indicate that the only change which the citizens, particularly the farmers, will and may notice is the fact that from 17 districts that were on e-voucher last year, this year, 74 districts will be on e-voucher. But that the government has taken note of some of the challenges that were incidental in the distribution of fertilizer and seed using the e-voucher last year, and that the President has directed that those teething problems should not be associated with the distribution of fertilizer and seed this year, and that the President has set up a technical working committee to ensure that any rigidities, any thorny issues are ironed out, to ensure that our farmers are able to access these inputs on time without difficulty, especially that we are in a disaster situation, and therefore expect that with a possible anticipated good rain season, we must have all the farming fundamentals right in place to ensure that we produce enough, if not more, and a surplus in the coming farming season, so that we can immediately get out of this challenge the country is trapped in, and the region relating to availability of maize, and therefore cascading into mini meal scarcity and or price challenges of mini meal in the country and in the region. I therefore want to take this opportunity to dismiss with a deserving contempt what I have seen circulating on social media from one of the political busybodies, Hon Mweetwa, who has shot a video of himself and asserting erroneously so that this year the government shall not be able to supply fertilizer and seed to the citizenry because this particular program has been scrapped off. From now on, I would like to urge citizens not to take what they see on social media as gospel truth, even when the person saying it is a known personality in the country. We want to urge our citizens to be dependent on information that is official and not information coming out of political busybodies. We have a responsibility, all of us, as citizens, to ensure that we guard against misinformation and disinformation. And therefore, let me encourage colleagues who hold themselves to be leaders in the political realm that there are laws in this country that do not permit any person to willfully publish false or alarming information, but that the government, the executive, has been very reluctant and hesitant that every law that is in place should be applied to the latter. If that were to be the case, a lot of people in this country would be arrested for publication of false and alarming statements or information, shooting a video purporting to have information which in fact is not true, is false. So, whereas we maintain that we're a government anchored on the rule of law, yes, we would like to indicate that within that sphere of rule of law is a principle of applying the law reasonably and judiciously, meaning therefore that it is not every travesty at law that should attract a penalty there and then. So, those who have a tendency of shooting videos of themselves or audios to publish falsehoods so that the public is disinformed, misinformed, should henceforth desist, because the citizenry are unnecessarily driven into an arena of anxiety, as the case in Castle or case in issue presently. I want to indicate that the government will sponsor the not less than 1,024,000 plus farmers who are currently sitting on the FISIP program. This program is going forward as it has been, because it is the backbone of the production of maize by our small-scale farmers that guarantees national food security through FRA purchasing such maize for strategic maize or food reserves for our country. I'd like also to indicate to the nation that the cabinet resolved that in the 2024, which will be, the 2025 national budget, there will be a provision for construction of more and bigger storage facilities, so that when we have a bumper harvest, we should have enough storage capacity and facilities to ensure we can stock more maize, in anticipation of a drought, given the imminent consequences of climate change. Let me indicate that in the next few days, we will be indicating to the nation, either from this office or from Nakonde, where we intend to be, as the first trucks that will be arriving in the country, bringing the maize that has been purchased from Tanzania, will be arriving. The government is targeting that on a daily basis, not less than 200 trucks should be coming, crossing the border into Zambia, bringing the maize that has been purchased from Tanzania, so that no one should starve in this particular country of ours, Zambia. Let me now respond to a call by some quarters of our society that a commission of inquiry should be set to probe the happenings at the Anti-Corruption Commission. And I even heard that such a commission should be televised live so that the citizens should be able to follow. We would like to indicate as government that such calls are quite late in the day. The calls to set up a commission of inquiry are late in the day because the President of the Republic of Zambia on 10th July, upon the release of the Financial Intelligence Center report, did release out a communique from State House to indicate to the citizens of this country that the investigative authorities shall follow through all those revelations contained in the Financial Intelligence Center report. And you, dear colleagues from the media, I'm sure you picked that correspondence from State House, which therefore was an indication of the agency of the matter as seen by State House. That the moment the report came out and the State House were apprehended of the contents of the report, the President told the nation that the highlights in that report will be followed to the latter by the relevant investigative security agencies. So to call for a commission is too late in the day. In any event, and for clarity's sake, I would like the citizens to understand that a commission of inquiry arises out of the prerogative of presidential executive power to constitute such a commission under the Commission's Inquiries Act. That is to say, when the President has made a determination that an issue of national importance requires a commission to be set to inquire into the detail of what the President and the nation needs to know about that particular issue, such a commission of inquiry shall be set to investigate such a matter. In this particular case, the President had already deemed it fit that we have competent security agencies to be able to deal with those highlights in the Financial Intelligence Center report. And as we speak presently, we as government stand with that particular presidential guidance. We also like to indicate that the acceptance by the President of the resignation by the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission is not a strange occurrence. It may be deemed strange because it is unprecedented. Because in the past, when citizens have complained about public office holders in various departments that included the Anti-Corruption Commission, we have not seen anyone resign. Instead, we have seen public office holders at the apex of governmental leadership, including ministers, appear before the Anti-Corruption Commission or even appear before the courts of law while they maintain their offices as ministers. So the resignation of the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission, therefore, should be seen to be in line with the call by the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on 17th May 2024, when he spoke to this particular issue and his expectation of the efficiency and veracity in the operations of the Anti-Corruption Commission. There is nothing new. And for us as government, we would like to say that that resignation has actually paved way for those who were beginning to put the integrity of the Anti-Corruption Commission into contempt. Now the office has been left vacant for another person to be able to take up that office. But I would like to indicate that the President of the Republic of Zambia is 24/7 looking at the operations of the ACC and all other security agencies to ensure that they operate within their mandate and that they execute their duty mandate as established by law in line with the policy of the New Dawn administration and the standpoint of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, that there shall be no sacred cow in the fight against corruption. There shall be no discrimination. There shall be no favoritism, and that the fight against corruption includes the fight relating to past corruption, present corruption, and future corruption. And therefore, going forward, we think that the happenings at the Anti-Corruption Commission should act as a measure of public confidence in the operations of the ACC. We believe that the open transactions coming out of the ACC will revitalize the levels of confidence the public should have in their institution, that they have charged the responsibility to fight corruption. So perhaps, dear colleagues, I can end there because of time. I know there is news, so that if you have questions, you can ask questions.
Anyone with a question? We're just going to take 3 questions because of time. So 1, any other? 2, 3. Okay, so these are the 3 questions. Please, you can start.
Good afternoon, sir.
You can come somewhere here so that you are live on TV. Please, those who have questions, you can come in front here, you ask so that, and speak loudly so that the mics can pick you, and then the public are able to see.
Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, J Cool, and turn on the notification bell, cause I'm gonna see you in the next video.